That's what that reminded me of.
Every man. That's what I'm telling you. What man? When the first thing, guys? Oh yeah, I got somebody. I just saw some guys do this. Where was I? The barbershop. These guys are like, yeah, man. Oh, we going to such and such at the hookah lounge, and you know, blah, blah. You remember that one I met? He's like, yeah. Oh, her friend's coming this time. Yeah, want to meet you. Let me see her, man. Hold on. She got a Facebook? Yeah, man. Hold on. Let me find her. Yeah, man. Hold on. What she looked like though. Okay, I'm gonna get. And so there was just this whole production about, you know, what she looked like before you even meet her. This woman could be, you know, amazing. She could talk about quantum physics if he's interested. I don't know what she looked like, man. So this whole thing, and that's what I'm saying. The oblongs, this kind of story. Some woman picked up a man with no legs at a bus stop, and then, you know, she took him on a journey. What man does it? Again,
what woman does that?
Some woman did it. They do it.
No, they do. Some of them do.
I'm not saying guys don't, because it does go both ways. But in mass, more women may be inclined to see the other side, because, you know, this whole thing of, if he's rich and men compensate for all these other things that they feel they don't have with money and other things to attract women. And so women are already kind of geared to say, oh, well, he's got this and he's got these things, so I'm okay with that, because it gets interesting. And men.
So you're saying those are the concessions?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. That's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean.
What are the concessions that men make for women?
That's what I'm saying. Not very many.
Really?
You don't think the
fact that women aren't required to have things like a job or money or an education aren't concessions?
No, because, well, I mean, I think that if that's what you want in a woman, and you don't, if you choose someone who doesn't have it, that's a little different. But in mass, no man. I think, wasn't that Dave Chappelle or whoever told that joke? Like, I've never asked a woman, where do you work? You know, or, I mean, not so much where do you work or be judgmental about what she does for work, because nobody's looking at what she's doing as like a status or any, really real connection or saying something about who they are as the man.
Right. But that kind of goes back to that point of, like, I don't think it's because men are stupid and don't have concessions. I think it's because men don't bear the risk that women do.
Right.
So we don't have to have these very important signals of, like, why I should get in a relationship, because if something happens to me and my body starts growing another human, how am I going to be able to sustain all of this risk?
Right.
Whereas men don't have that. So men could be like, all right, look, let me see. She got 2 pairs of titties. She has some feet, some legs. She looks cute. I don't care how she got here, as long as she don't lie. As long as she don't lie or steal. Hey, I can do everything myself, right? Whereas a woman, on the other hand, has to go, if this dude ain't who he says he is, and something happens to me and my body, I have to live with that physically, mentally, like, and this dude, even if I become Oprah, somebody can still go back and go, well, Oprah did have that baby by that one dude back in high school. Look at him now. He's on the side of the dumpster, right? They always connect that. I think it won't stay like that for long. Like, I personally think we are about, and don't quote me on this, about 25 years out as a rough order estimate of when our culture in America will shift to where women will get the same contingencies as men. And I think it will become that way once, like, we see a lot of women who are making the stuff they want to see in the world. And as they get more equity and more stake in the development of our country and culture, because they've been left out for a while, like, they've been building their own culture, like, while men or white men have been doing their thing. I think that would change. And I think in some nations, like in Japan and in other countries where women have a very high stake, you do see the level of incels go up.
Yeah.
Because now the competition, like, I read a study, I had to look this up, but it was a study that said, men date. There is no pattern of men on an economic scale of how they date. It just falls all over the map. There's no real consistent patterns where women consistently date laterally or up.
Yep.
And that's across all nations where there is an economic system in place. They date laterally or up, meaning they do not want to take a substandard of living situation than they already have. Why? Is that because women are smart? Part of it is. Why would you want to date somebody who makes your life worse?
Yeah.
You know. And second of all, I think my opinion is they also bear the more burden of risk biologically as well, because you can't just pick. You know, if 100 dudes come up to you and go, "Hey, sweetie, get in my truck. I'm sexy," whatever. More women get hit on like that than men do, but that also means more risk come at you than men. Men can be more carefully selective over who they want to get told, who wants to tell them no, you know. But I think that's more cultural based. I think that has a lot more to do with our culture. And as the tide changes, right, as we get more tandies and more other women who are, you know, killing the game and have backbones and create their own lives, you'll start to see the elevation of the standard of men that they date. In my opinion, I would hope that standard will go up, and you'll stop having women who are like doing great at their work and their jobs, but letting their boyfriend drive their car and drop them off at work while they go back and play video games. Like, I don't know any guys who's like, yeah, my wife just stays at home and plays video games while I'm out being an engineer all day, right? Like, I come home like, hey, you just been sitting white playing, I don't know, strawberry shortcake all day? Like, is that all you're doing, right? Or playing Call of Duty all day? You're just sitting here playing Call of Duty with your girls all day. Like, it's not a conversation that men have a lot. You know, women are way more, I would say, thoughtful. I think collectively of like what they do and how they choose to do things in their life because of those two, I think, variables that I think I notice. Whereas like you said, guys, I'll tell this story, and this is not to be disrespectful to this woman, but this happened. So when I was in college, there was this girl, we went to a party. There was this girl that was very attractive and had a friend, and we got to this party with one of my close friends, and nobody was talking to these girls. Of course, if you're a man and you're going to a party, two things are on your mind. I want to meet somebody from the other sex, whether they say that or not, because it's just a better night if you do. And they don't want to get in a fight, right? You want to go there, have a fun night, and you want to meet somebody. Well, these two girls were standing in the corner dancing with themselves, looking all sexy, and me and my friend could not figure out why nobody was talking to them. When we got over there, we discovered that one of the girls had a disability with her hand. Mm. And that alone, I believe, restricted a lot of the guys that would have walked over there and, you know, just on eyeballing alone. Now, again, that was college kids, right? We were college students, man. So not saying that we were shallow. We kind of just understood why people, like, that made sense, right? These people are pretty assholes. They don't find her beauty. But that woman still was able to find guys who overlooked that because she was attractive enough to do it. And of course, she never stopped getting hit on. And eventually a guy's going to be like, hey, baby, what's going on? And then he doesn't notice the hand. She gets home. They have a great night. They probably do whatever. The next morning, he's like, you know what? Why you got a glove on, right? Did you wear that glove last night? Like, and at that time, he's already she's cool. She plays video games. She don't lie. She don't trip. She has a job. Only thing I got to get over is the perception that my friends have, right? And if you're a young male and you have a lot of options and you don't have that mental hurdle, or you are a piece of shit and very shallow, you would overlook her and keep moving. Whereas a guy, you know, like Stevie Wonder, man, amazes me a lot, right? And this is going to sound bad, but I'm going to put it out, right? Stevie Wonder doesn't look like he's not genuine, right? Like he's not a bag of hot shit, right? He's not a sexy man. Even being blind doesn't necessarily have anything to do with you being sexy, even though one could argue it. But for years, he didn't look like a guy that would be like Teddy Pendergrass, right? He didn't have that cachet. But I'm sure Stevie Wonder got his off, right? Because he's extremely talented, rich, and, you know, if you take away the talent, you take away the money. Are women going to go to a party and see Stevie Wonder in the corner dancing with one of his other friends and make that like that what they call it, like platonic relationship with Stevie, right? Like that always bothered me because I saw her, she was attractive, so she was attractive enough to get your attention and get you in the door. Your values had to overlook her handicap. Whereas a guy like Stevie Wonder, you know something's up with him as soon as you see him. If you didn't know he could sing, you would be like, man, what's up with that guy? And why they let his hair look like that? You know, like why does he let his hair look like that? Or, you know, whatever. And again, it's always bothered me because of, again, it's a cultural thing, right? It's like it's so much cultural influence on who you select that it makes you sometimes even have a lot of bad relationships until you find the right one because you're looking for the wrong reason. This guy has money, or this girl has a big ass, you know, until that girl with the big ass starts fighting your mother at a family reunion over potato salad, you know, or that dude with a lot of money keeps cheating on you because he has a huge flow of attractive women constantly nipping at him. And most men, I'll say 99% of all men I've ever known and seen have not been born with women falling over them. They had to have some unique ability that made women go. Even if you were in first grade, there's a guy who had like his hair looked like he was the only black dude who had like Clark Kent hair. He had like a little swirl. And the girls loved that because he had a little swirl in third grade, right? You know, eventually they grew out of that because they were like, oh, that doesn't mean anything now, but it's still a cultural influence on who you date. You know what I mean? So going back to the celibate thing, I don't feel much sympathy for them because it is a lot more cultural than it is it's not biological. It's not like women are biologically not attracted to you, you know, and cultures change. Personalities can be improved. Personality defects can be improved. Skills can be developed. So, you know, someone considering themselves incel, you know, I just like again, I'll pull up a picture of Stevie Wonder. Let me get a good one. I'm gonna get this one right here.
Yeah. But see, I still believe that even without, you know, improving personalities or making those changes, even without making those changes,
this guy gets laid.
Yeah.
A lot, probably.
That's money, popularity. Yeah.
This guy. Money. Tandy, look at this.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stevie Wonder. But Tandy, if this guy wasn't talented, he would be an incelibate. Look at this guy. He looks like a bus driver.
I think he would probably try. He would probably try harder if he didn't have the money. I mean, by trying hard, like, you know.
I think he's trying hard, man. Look at this. This is trying hard.
But you know, too, you know, with age, that's a whole different thing too. He's older.
He was handsome here, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Young Stevie could get it, even if he was blind in the corner dancing with his friend. Because I'm saying but that's the point that I'm making about you know, why my theory of men never lose is because there is a woman. It may not be the type of woman that you've been dreaming about, your vision of whatever, or the type of woman that your friends would be like, oh yeah, she's she's good looking or whatever. Because a lot of it, you know, that's what men are dealing with. She may not be that, but there is a woman, right? There is a woman who would say, hey, you know, incel, I'm cool with this, or yeah,
hey, incel.
You're just awkward, you're weird, I get it. But, you know, I mean, unless he's abusive, angry, you know, just like completely
neglectful or something like that.
Yeah, unless he's completely antisocial. If he's trying, there's a woman. She just may not be the woman that he's been looking at, dreaming about, or think, you know, he should be with, but it is a woman. And that's all I'm saying. He may not ever choose her, but he has that option. He has that. He may have that choice, whether he has it or not. That's
all he has to do is go to a church. You can't find no honeys in the church. You are probably spiritually and still a bit, right? The church wouldn't be open. And men, I'll be seeing them. Like a lot of people just hanging out in church.
Oh, we cut the 4 guys in a car outside the church. Mm-hmm. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Shoot, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's Easter Sunday, baby. Easter.
You know, Sister Patty always wear them tight white dresses with them little thongs. You can see right through the dress.
Yeah,
catching the Holy Spirit.
No dad.
I tell you, my money ain't hitting the collection plate today.
But you know what? Y'all all about, who's been here looking good. What I'm excited about is Easter. A whole lot of honeys ain't never been here before is in there. That's why I got the Gators on today, not my usual.
You brought the Gators out?
I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do this.
What's your game plan today, man? It's a big day. I know you got a game plan.
Let me tell you what I did. I downloaded the Bible app on my phone. All right. I'm going to follow along with scripture this time. See, I figured I hadn't really tried to go to religious angle before. I just been winking,
Yeah.
Putting loads of cash in the collection plate so they can see how I'm rolling.
Kicking your gators up on the pew.
Kicking my gators up on the pew. This time, I'm really going to be attached to the word. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? I'm going to listen to what he says. I'm going to read. My lips going to move as I'm reading the words out the Bible. I figure I'd bring them, a whole different vibe this time.
Okay, changing it up.
Yeah.
That is wild.
You got it. Good. Yeah, you got any anybody else got a different game plan with y'all?
My game plan is I'm going, Pastor like to get up there and take a lot of the women, them long speeches, So I'm thinking about when he get really into his sermon, I'm gonna get real close to the front. And I'm gonna just start giving all them women, giving them praises, big old hugs, fanning them and ushering them out the church. So I get that one-on-one time with them. They think I'm consoling their spirit, but really trying to figure out who they are.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like a kind, thoughtful, helpful man. That's a good angle.
I'm gonna still have on my gators.
Yeah.
I'm still keep my gators on,
Yeah. When you walking them out and they be looking down, they're gonna catch a glimpse of that gator.
Oh yeah.
Yo, I think it's about time I unveiled this. I have been playing a little something. I'll give my bag right now. I got a stained glass jacket because one of the things that people notice about the church is windows, stained glass, all the colors and the light. So that's gonna be me in the church. You know what I'm saying? I'll be sitting there glowing.
Everyone's gonna be looking at you.
Everyone's gonna be looking at me, man.
Stained glass.
Yeah, don't get too close. It's kind of sharp, but I got to be real careful when I wear it. But this is gonna work for sure.
Hey, brother, I think you might have done it, man. That's a great idea.
Just can't move around too much in it, but I don't need to look good.
Is it heavy?
Very.
Okay.
Very heavy.
That means it's hot too. That means you can't stay in the whole sermon. And it used to be like 3-hour sermon, man. You gotta.
And the AC's been broken.
You want your stained glasses to be fogged up. They can't see the goodies you got. I know you've been working on your 6-pack.
And I got the gators.
Ooh.
And you got
and the stained glass.
The stained glass and the gators. We should be called the Gator Crew.
I don't know why we don't call ourselves that.
Yeah. The Deacons of Gator. That's what we should maybe call ourselves.
What about you, Amici?
Yeah, you ain't saying that.
Oh, I mean, I don't think my plan is as good as what you guys came up with.
You got to have a plan, brother. You can't
have a plan. It's Easter Sunday
without a plan.
Okay, well, here it is. I got my gators on, as you can see.
Forgiven.
Start with the gators. Yep.
Yeah, I was just gonna dance in the corner by the organ. just the whole time.
Oh, yes.
You're gonna dance in the corner?
You mean they really gonna be paying attention to you if you just don't stop dancing. So it could be a good idea,
Let's dance. No, it's all right.
But you gotta keep remember the AC ain't working in there. Today's gonna be a long sermon, so you gotta make sure you hydrated too. You got another pair of gaiters to switch out just in case your feet start hurting?
Yeah, because these are new. So I'm planning to get 1 or 2 blisters, by 10. So then probably by then I want to switch out to my comfortable pair. Like I said, my plan's not as good as you guys. It's not as good.
Oh no, I think you know what women like a man that's free to and expresses himself like that, man. I don't think that's no bad plan at all.
Not that bad of a plan, man.
At all, man.
This is gonna be all right. I love it. But the problem is if we get any of these honeys, where they gonna sit, man? We all 4 in this one car, man. We don't have nowhere to put them, man.
That puff jacket's so sharp, we can't squeeze in.
You should not sit close to me.
You cannot sit back there.
Yeah.
All right. We got some plans, but we going out to fish, but we don't have no place to put the fish we catch. What's up?
You should have thought about that.
Yeah, thought about that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's some church vans in there. We could just tell them we're going out doing God's work. Take the church vans and
That's it.
And so they go to find one of the church vans just to make sure that it's that they're ready and they're cleaned out and whatever. So they have plenty of room for honeys, and they open up one of them and they see Craig in the back standing there. Yo, what are you doing in the church van, man?
How you get here, man?
dude, you need some water. You look like you're dehydrated
and dusty.
Yeah, I'm just. I was on a date, and I thought it was going great. But I got left in the back of the van here. I've been here for a week.
And scene. And that is a Can't Tell Us Nothing show, everybody. Thank you for listening. If you want to find more of us stuff, look us up on all your favorite social media platforms at CTUNImprov. That's CTUNimprov.com on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, CTUNimprov.com. Mockingbird Network /CTUN for past episodes of podcasts. Every Wednesday at 7 on 92 KELZ. That's 92 KELZ to hear it. The latest episode. I think that's about it. Anything else? Any word to the incels out there?
Man, y'all better pay for that stuff, bro. Better get y'all some buns so y'all don't have so much pent up aggression.
No.
Please.
Let it go. It could be a temporary situation, and you got to expand your horizons. Whatever standard you think you have, open it up.
Or lower it. She doesn't like the higher or lower. Well, John says pay for it. Tandy says open up your standards and come back again. That's Can't Tell Us Nothing. So for John, for Tandy, for Michi, and for myself, we are out.
Bye.